Business fraud attack. How quickly would you know? How quickly would you know if your business has been a victim of fraud? Would you know the next day? Would you know a month later? Would you have to wait until the bank reaches out to you? Or probably if it's something with a project or with clients, would you have to know, wait until they tell you? How fast would you know? If you're not sure, or you're like, okay, what is this all about? You do want to listen in for the next few minutes as we dive into this topic. And do remember to share where you're from in the comments, and also to share this video with other business owners so that they can be educated and aware of steps to take to minimize the impact of fraud in their business. Now, just for the record, I want to quickly say upfront that fraud is something that we can never ever 100% prevent. However, we set our goal is always to set systems up so that it minimizes the risk of being a victim of fraud. It minimizes the risk of you as a business owner being a victim of fraud, and also on your personal level as well. So, when it comes to fraud, do remember that fraud, in the whole world of fraud, it's constantly being evolved. The fraudsters are always trying to find more innovative ways to, dive into persons' accounts, their systems, and they're always trying to get more efficient for sure. And it's sad to say that some persons are definitely setting out to do that. However, it's the reality of the world we live in. So, how is it that you, as a business owner and entrepreneur and CEO, can know quickly that you are a victim of fraud? How fast can you know? And fraud takes place at different levels, so many different levels. Fraud takes place from in the whole financial world level, from the banking side, credit card, that kind of area. And also, fraud will take place within your company as well. It could be where you have persons collecting monies on your behalf. It never reaches your bank account. It could be that they are soliciting projects on your behalf on the side. There's so many levels to fraud. It's sad. It's amazing, and of course sad at the same time. So how quickly would you know? How is it that you can set up your business so you know quickly that you have been a victim of fraud? So, a few things you can do, and this list is not exhaustive, and of course, it depends on where you're at in your business and my plan here, and exactly what is happening in your business. But one of the things you can do, one thing I always encourage my clients to do is to be checking your bank account daily, your real life bank account, logging into your bank to see what is happening, what is does anything jump out at you right away? And of course, sometimes something might look suspicious. You like, I don't know this transaction. These things will help to quickly catch up if something is wrong, if there is some fraudulent activity on your bank account. So definitely check your bank account daily. Another thing when it comes to the whole financial realm is to ensure that your bank reconciliations are done timely. I know of cases where bank reconciliations are being done monthly, quarterly, annually, right? That is just so risky, because what that means is that when you do your bank reconciliation, what that is, you're cross-checking your internal records with what's happening in your bank account. So, for example, if there's a check or a transfer in your real life bank account, you should know about it internally, right? So, if you're not doing a lot of cross checks and knowing, okay, I was to get paid, I didn't get paid, I got paid the wrong amount, diving into those areas, cross check. It's like balancing your checkbook on the personal side. So, if that bank reconciliation process is not being done timely, I say at least monthly. I know depending if you have a huge volume of transactions in your business, definitely daily, weekly. You can, monthly is just too far fetched. So that is one thing you can do. Ensure your bank reconciliations are being done timely, and make sure that any any suspicious activity, investigations, they start them right away. So you can know, okay, this didn't make sense, this never happened. You dive into these areas quickly, quickly, quickly. Another thing, when it comes to how your business is set up, if you have projects going on, you have a team, whenever you have a team on board, you are more susceptible to having fraud, because what is happening is that different persons are handling different parts of the business. You are not the only one. And it's a natural thing. I mean, you're not going to always be the only one doing transactions and activities in your business. That's fine. However, ensure that you have systems and processes that are effectively set up in your business, controls, so that you can know if if my whoever is doing collections, if they collected monies from clients, it actually reaches the bank account and the right amount reaches the bank account, especially if you have where your team has access to your bank account. There, that's not strange. In some companies, I mean, that's not a strange thing. I've had access to logins, that's not strange. However, you do want to ensure that there is a system to cross check what is happening. If this was collected, you have a system to cross check that, okay, it was actually the right amount that was collected, even if it's a part payment, it actually reached your bank account. And that's a different thing in setting up processes for accounts receivable and payables. That's a different thing. I do trainings on that already. And it's a vast area because it's like the gateway to your cash flow. If you have the gateways, money's coming in, money's leaving out. You want to make sure if monies are leaving your bank account, payments, transfers, they are valid, right? And they're actually for services that were done. It's actually authorized. So again, that is setting up systems and processes when it comes to accounts payable, and of course when it comes to accounts receivable. A last one I'll touch on quickly is in terms of projects. Like, you want to make sure that you don't have a case where you have your team members who are they're soliciting projects on your behalf and you're not even aware of it. So basically, they are going into business on the company's behalf, doing transactions, doing work, and you don't know about it. It's not verified, it's just stuff been happening on the side, and they're pretending that it's through the company. And again, having adequate controls will help you to minimize that. So fraud is a broad area. However, it's an area that touches every one of us. Personally, business wise, it does touch us in some way, where we're not free from being a victim. However, the aim is always to minimize the impact, minimize the likelihood that we'll be a victim. So take the time over the next little while, few days, depending on your schedule. How is it? What is happening in your business? If someone stole money, how quickly would I know? How easy can someone steal money from me? How easy could somebody, pretend to be acting on my behalf? How easy is that? What are the controls in place? Do you have the right documents where persons are signing off before things are done? How is it that your clients will know that, this is not you? What is it that can be done, implemented in your business to really minimize the likelihood or the impact of you being a victim of fraud? It's a broad area. However, it does impact everyone, and there are controls, there are steps you can take to minimize the impact of this. If this does resonate with you, please share this video with other business owners, other CEOs, other entrepreneurs. And again, if it also resonates with you and you want to say, okay, what are some other things that I can do to minimize the impact of fraud? Cybersecurity, that's also a huge area. When I'm listening to some of the cybersecurity experts, it's so amazing, mind blowing, some of the things that are happening in the whole cyber world when it comes to fraud. So if you want to continue this conversation and talk a bit more about what does this mean, where does your business stand with all this, definitely send me a message. I'll be happy. Send me an inbox, a message, a text as well, 888-521-4206, and I'll be happy to keep the conversation going and continue the conversation with you. So until next time, thanks for tuning in. And remember, we can never minimize fraud. We seek to, no, we can never eliminate fraud. We seek to minimize fraud. Bye, guys. Signing out.